everybody, and welcome back to my channel. My name is Alana, and you're watching the Alana Star Show. If you haven't already, don't forget to give this video a thumbs up, and don't forget to hit the like button to support my channel and to keep me coming back on here to create more video content and come up with more skits and things like that. So if you're new here, this is my acting channel, and this is where I do like a lot of reels and skits and things like that. So I'm really excited to come on here and talk about, um, you know, acting. So today's topic is about why it's so important to pursue your dreams. So today was a very emotional day for me because my great grandfather and my great grandmother came in town, and they are my great grandfather is 91, and so he came in town, and and it was emotional because I've always had my grandparents and my great grandparents. I've lost two grandparents so far. I had a lot of grandparents, y'all. And I always talk about that on here. But so he came in town, and it's like, oh my goodness, like he's so older. He's so old now. He's gotten older. And he's on a cane and stuff like that. But he still has his mind, his memory, and he's still pretty mobile. So that's all a blessing. And he has a lot of great and wonderful faith in God and in Christ. So that's absolutely a blessing. So we'll be celebrating his 91st birthday this week and the next couple days. And I have other family members that are coming in town. So the topic is, why is it so important to pursue your dreams? And my reasoning for pursuing your dreams is because you only get one chance to live. You don't get a second life. Well, some people do believe in past lives and all that stuff, reincarnation, and possibly coming back and having a chance to redo what you missed in your past life. And I'm like, I'm trying to make sure that I do it right in this life because I don't know a whole lot about it. I think that it's possible, but I'm not completely 100% sure how that works. But some people believe that you can ask God to come um, on earth and he gives you an assignment or a duty, or you have a purpose. Now I do believe in people having purpose, and I do believe in people finding that purpose and people finding that destiny and their walk and what they're meant to do or meant to be. And I do feel like there's people that are here on this earth that were supposed to be successful, or they were supposed to do something that they never did, or they ended up going to prison, or they ended up neglecting themselves or neglecting their health, or just not um, taking the opportunities that they may have been given in their life. So um, for me, I definitely believe that it's important to pursue your dreams. And then some things is that what people is that they miss their opportunity in life. They didn't take advantage of when they had that window or that space of opportunity, and they will never get the opportunity again, or it may not come around the same way that it once came around the first time when they had more purity and they were fresh and they had that opportunity to just come to them more easily, I should say. But being the fact that I had grandparents, great grandparents, they leave you with a lot of wisdom, and they leave you with a lot of good advice because they've been here much longer than you have, and they've seen what you've seen, maybe more, because they've been on the planet longer. And they also lived in times and in eras where life was completely different and people were completely different. But the nature of mankind hasn't changed, although the era has changed. And there may be things that are more acceptable today that weren't acceptable at one point. And also, the mindset, the mentality of the people is different from how it was back, 50 years ago. Because I was doing the math and I calculated, he told me to take my age and subtract it from his age. So I did 25 minus 91. And I came up with, I came up with, what was it, 64. I came up with 64. He said, well, you owe me 64 hugs. And I just thought it was cute, and my eyes started welling up because it's like, it reminds me that we don't have much time. You know what I'm saying? And life is it's just so short, and I believe that it's important to accomplish what you're here to accomplish and do what you want to do and need to do and what your purpose is. Because I believe that, okay, this is a thing. Now, we all know that we need money to survive. We need money to live a certain lifestyle. We need money so that we can drive a certain car or have a car. We have to pay bills and we have to survive in our system and we have to survive in society. So we all know that. But you want to fulfill your destiny, your dreams, and your passion in life. Like, that your job is not to go someplace to be clocking in or to have to be there because I have to survive. That's the only reason why I'm coming to work, or that's the only reason why I'm here, is because I'm here because I gotta survive. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's why it's so important to have a good man in your life, because he can help to take away the financial stresses and, if he's a great, boyfriend or a guy that you're dating or husband, it's important to make sure that you allow somebody to take care of you and pursue you and court you properly, because, if not, as a woman, it can create more stress and more headache when you're not cared for by a man or by a male. It's tough, it is. And so I believe that that's very important. but but yeah, I believe that people should definitely fulfill their destiny, their goals, their what they feel as though they are set out to do while they're here on the planet. And you only get one chance or one window. But I do believe that people have second chances until you just get to a point where you're too old, or you get to a point where you know you're too old. You are, either your health has failed or your mind has failed. But even in your older age, people are given opportunities to redo or reinvent themselves. And you can always reinvent yourself. It's never too late. So it is important to pursue your dreams. It's important to make sure that you are living your purpose while you're given the opportunity. And it's like, he had a very beautiful life, and he was a great father, great husband. He loved his family, he loved his grandkids, he loved his great grandkids and his great great grandkids. And so he was blessed to have a full and filled life. And when people have illnesses, or when people, let's say, are old, or like, or, you know, that they're closer to the grave than they are to kindergarten, it kind of is really sad for me to lose people or for people to pass on. But the one thing I can say is that it kind of motivates me to say, this is your time. Like, this is your time to, make sure that you do whatever you need to do to have your life where you want it to be. So it doesn't make me feel as depressed as it could, because it's like, well, they lived, they had their life, they had their chance, they made whatever they made of it, good, bad, and different, and now it's come to an end, and to be 91 is an amazing, is amazing, and to have so much wisdom, to have so much experience, and to have lived to see different eras and decades, just like, with my great grandma when she was alive. I used to bake with her. So we used to, I get a little bit emotional because I get emotional about my grandparents. But I get a little bit emotional because she taught me how to bake rolls. And that's like a traditional thing. And I know that she would be proud that, because she left me her cookbook. And so, like, you know, we would get together and we would, bake. So, like, now it's like I told my mom, I said, it's been a couple of years since I done baked the bread, like, you're going to have to bake with me. I think, did I make them last year? It's like, I feel like I done lost my touch. But, this summer is the summer that I'm going to bake this bread, okay? But she left me her recipe book. She told me to get it laminated. I still haven't gotten it laminated, but it's downstairs in the cabinet. And I was kind of like, my aunt was going to tell me that she felt like she should have been next in line to have the cookbook. Well, maybe you should have. But this is the thing, you're not going to be baking rolls. So, I feel like I have kind of let down the family tradition because I haven't done it in like at least 2 summers. But I need to be practicing because that's something that I plan on doing with my kids. So, anyways, I'm gonna get back into making this bread, to baking these rolls, So that's like a southern, traditional thing. Like, that's something that in her town, she was known to bake rolls, and I don't want to get too far off topic. But the key is the legacy that you leave, and it is, what you did in your life, while you had the opportunity, and the number one thing is to serve God, to have purpose and to live for what God's will is for your life, because everybody has a plan and a purpose, and there's a way that you can spread life, love, reach people through the word of God, through messaging, taking people to God, saving people's souls, and having people still believing in God, knowing that He's the person to turn to and He's the answer. But we all have a purpose, and we all have purpose, fulfillment, and we all have a message that we have to send, and our duty is to be here to help people through the process of those things. So I feel as though, ooh, my nose is running. I feel as though, you know, fulfilling your purpose, fulfilling your calling. Don't be afraid, because sometimes people can be negative about what they think you should be, or what they think you should do, or how they perceive you. or they don't see you as the type of person to be able to do a certain thing, and they are disrespectful, instead of you listening to yourself and listening to God and saying, I'm going to do it because I know I can do it and I know this is what my life is called to do, and not listen to other people or other people from your past that can only see you in a certain light. Like you say, well, I'm just going to completely reinvent myself. I'm just going to go ahead and, live my life, and I'm going to not care about what other people think. And I'm going to do what I'm going to do, whether they support me or not, whether they think that I should do it or not, whether they feel like it's a good idea for me to do what I'm doing, whatever. Like, I have gotten to the point where I don't really care what they think. Like, if they like me, like it or not, I'm still going to do it because that's what I want to do. And people have tried me. People have said some very mean things to me about some of the choices that I'm making or what I want to do. Some people have been encouraging, and some people have been kind, and I know that those people are angels. And I know that those people are confirmation, and I know that it was sent from God, and it was sent from the Holy Spirit, and I know that it was sent from, to reassure me that this is something that I'm doing that's right. And then you have some people that you just know that they have never really had your best interest, and they come in spewing poison, or they may not know how to encourage you, or they could be jealous of it. They're jealous of it because it's not happening for them. They wish that they could get opportunities in some areas or be able to do certain things or maybe have a clean slate, but they've made so many mistakes, or they didn't take the opportunity when they were given a chance, or they didn't take things seriously or as seriously as they should have. And now that you have the opportunity to do these things, now it's turned into competitiveness, or it's turned into being envious or jealous of the fact that I told myself that I'm going to go ahead and do this. You know, I'm going to utilize my my voice, and I'm not going to listen to negative people. I'm not going to listen to people that don't have my best interest at heart. I'm not going to listen to people that have been unkind or abusive or have tried to do things that will set me back or be a discouragement from me moving forward, because those things have happened. And I'm going to encourage myself. I'm going to listen to those people that, are kind enough to me, and willing to pour into me mentally, emotionally, and even financially to support me along my journey, and not listening to people that have used me or taken me or done things to me or been ornery, or nothing good has come out of that relationship. Or it wasn't fulfilling, I should say. It wasn't what it should have been, is what I should say. And I'm looking to move on from negativity, just like some family members and some people from my past that have been mean or hurtful. I've told myself that, it's time to let that stuff go. It's been a long way coming, and I will always love them and have a love for them. And I don't see myself ever completely turning my back on them. If they ever needed me, or if they ever needed to talk to me, or they ever wanted to hear my voice or have a connection with me. But some things and some parts of relationships are just very unhealthy. And certain friendships and certain relationships with family, um, you have to say, well, it's been a great ride, and I will always love them. But that situation no longer serves me, nor is it healthy. And you take the chance of leaving that situation alone and moving on with your life to finding relationships that are more suitable and that are healthier for you. So that's something that has to be done when pursuing your goals, dreams, passions, you know, to embark on a new career or reinvent yourself in a new way, or to start a new business, or to change from old habits and past things that you maybe once were, used to be, to becoming more, you know, I'm ready for this new season, this new journey, you know, this new process. You know, I've gone through enough, and now it's time for me to move forward. So, so I'm enjoying life. You know, life is short, and time goes by so fast, and you look back like, wow, that was 5 years ago, and you can't get time back. Like once it's gone, it's gone. Like there's no way we can reverse it, and you spent so much of that time being miserable, and like some people in some relationships that were so unhealthy. I'm like, man, like that drains so much of my energy, so much of my time. Like I spent a lot of time fooling with that, and now I look back on it and I say to myself, why did I stick around? Why did I stay with that person? Why did I go through all that? And then it didn't even bear me any fruit. And I made myself, you know, at that time I was really like just in a headspace that was like, what am I doing here? Like some people, you ask yourself the question, why am I here? What am I doing here? Why am I allowing myself to suffer like this? And did I see that there was a light at the end of the tunnel? Did I see that I didn't have to go through this? And now I'm at a place where it's like, ugh, like I really don't want to go back and deal with that ever again. And it took so much of my energy and so much of who I am to have to combat or fight that. So yeah, but anyways, long story short, thank you so much for tuning in to my video, and don't forget to give this video a thumbs up, a like, subscribe, and I'll come back with more content.